Hiring? Look, every business needs great people and a better way to find them. Something better than posting your job online and just praying for the right people to see it. ZipRecruiter knew there was a smarter way, so they built a platform that finds the right job candidates for you. ZipRecruiter learns what you're looking for, identifies people with the right experience, and invites them to apply to your job. These invitations have revolutionized how you find your next hire. In fact, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. And ZipRecruiter does not stop there. They even spotlight the strongest applications you receive, so you never miss a great match. The right candidates are out there. ZipRecruiter is how you find them. Businesses of all sizes can trust ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. Right now, my listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/Wingo. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Wingo. ZipRecruiter.com/Wingo. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Adnan Burke in for Trey Wingo today. We are Golic and Wingo on ESPN Radio and ESPN2, presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our phone guests in the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. This hour of Golic and Wingo brought to you by La Quinta Inns and Suites. Book at LQ.com and win at business. Mike and I have been talking a lot of Winter Olympics. We'll do that a little bit later on at the bottom of the hour. In fact, Amin has a quiz, which we're going to do in a minute here on the air. So
all right.
So we're going to do a quiz together. What Winter Olympic sport is best for you? There's an actual quiz.
See, what's great is I can do a quiz on air, and I know it doesn't count as a final grade for everything, so I'm relaxed.
Yeah, exactly. No matter what.
Has nothing to do with my eligibility. I mean, so we're all good.
Yeah, I was told there'd be no math. All right? First off, though, let's get to what is trending. For the second time in less than a month, San Francisco 49ers linebacker Reuben Foster has been arrested. Police responded to a disturbance call placed at approximately 9:15 a.m. Sunday, Los Gatos residence. Upon arrival, officers spoke to Foster and the alleged victim. The result of the initial investigation was to arrest Foster.
Yeah, charges are related to domestic violence, threats, and possession of an assault weapon. This on the heels of a January 12th incident in Alabama where he's charged with second-degree marijuana possession. So, listen, he's going to face NFL discipline. There's no doubt about it. Remember the red flags coming up on him at the combine when he yelled at the person at the hospital at the combine. A supposed sample was diluted there as well. So he's had some issues. An excellent player, without question. Second leading tackler and just played 10 games this year for the 49ers because of injury. But he may be seeing some downtime that has nothing to do with injury right now with this.
Also, Cardinals wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald, PGA Tour pro Kevin Streelman won the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am team title on Sunday with a 12-under final round, winning by 7 strokes. Fitzgerald is just the 7th professional athlete to win, the first since Dan Marino in 1988. Fitzgerald is still contemplating his future in the NFL, said last week at the Super Bowl he would make a decision on his playing future in the next week or two.
Yeah, first, the 1988 since the last athlete, that's stunning to me and Dan Marino. I thought there would be more since then. Congrats to him. Congrats on our buddy Darius Rucker making the cut for the first time, as he had tweeted about as well. And as far as what he's going to do, you get the new coach in Steve Wilkes. You look like you're going to have a new, they're going to bring in a veteran quarterback. They're going to draft a quarterback. What direction are they going to go? Is Larry going to want to be around for a kind of a new beginning there again, or is it going to be time for him to start his 5-year clock before he walks into the Hall of Fame?
You know and love Amin Elhassan, love him on the jump. Joining us in studio, giving the Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless, best phones, best networks, no contracts. We'll dive into NBA in a sec. But Amin, how about Larry Fitzgerald? The guy can do it all, right?
Yeah, you know why an athlete hasn't won since '88? Because all the best golfers are basketball players, and they're all playing right now. That's why. Steph Curry would win.
Steph Curry's great.
Dan Marley was really good.
Do you think that I'm trying to think of the best athletes that. Do you think they're basketball players in golf?
Because he's thinking of Barkley.
I don't know.
That's
Barkley
I'm
thinking of
Barkley brings down the average.
Quarterbacks in football, and you got some baseball players. Even Smoltz is a great golfer as well. And the hockey players all had that swing.
All the best shooters are great golfers. Dan Marley, Vinny Del Negro, Steph Curry. They're all J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith is an incredible golfer. An incredible golfer. Ray Allen's another one.
That's right. Yeah, interesting.
He went golfing yesterday.
I mean, figured it out for us. Also, college basketball. Virginia, Villanova, Xavier, and Purdue would get number 1 seeds if the NCAA men's basketball tournament started Sunday, according to a bracket preview released by the selection committee. So yesterday was 1 month away from Selection Sunday. I like it because now if you've just been casually following college hoops, now you just have a sense, Mike, who the top teams
I brought that up. We had Jay Billis on last week, and I said, okay, Jay, now that the Super Bowl's over and we can concentrate on college basketball, and his sarcastic answer was yes, because nobody has the versatility to actually watch a football game and a basketball game. Well deserved by Jay and well delivered by Jay. But, as I looked at this, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is Oklahoma where they are? Oh, but Trae Young. Yeah. Why is Michigan State sitting at 3? And then I'm like, okay, all right, this is for conversation. It's the same thing we do with the college football when we start doing the rankings coming out. We know it's going to change by the time we get to the end.
Yeah, exactly. But right now, the good news is we're a month away from Selection Sunday. So that's obviously a champ week, even 3 weeks away. That's going to be a ton of fun to get into that. Amin Elhassan is in the house, and Amin always brings lots of creativity to the table. First and foremost, where are you at in terms of interest in the Winter Olympics?
My dad is into it now.
Nice.
So now I'm into it, but in the most ignorant way possible. Could I do that? Would I do that? Kind of like the discussion you guys were having.
Well, that's which one would you love to be able to do?
Well, I heard you guys in the last segment, and I was in the booth or in the production studio over there, and I said 538 actually has a quiz. So I took the quiz.
This is going to be
great. It's like 6 or 7 questions. And it turns out curling is my sport. So.
Really?
I love that.
I play shuffleboard.
Get it in, Amin.
So there's a test or a quiz that will let you know. Oh, okay.
So I have it here, Mike.
Okay.
Which event would you like to compete in? Men's events or women's events? The first question. Men's events. Physique. Are you tall? Not particularly. Ceiling fans are my worst enemy. So I will take the ceiling fans are my worst enemy. You'll have to do your own, obviously. When were you or will you be in your physical prime? My student years, mid-20s, closer to 30.
I mean, is there a none of the above for you?
I want to say, I don't know if I excelled at any of these, but I'll go with student years.
Okay.
How badly do you want to win gold? Just one gold? I'd be fine with a silver or bronze. I'm mostly there for the free stuff. Which, of course, I'm going to answer 3 on that one. I am mostly there. What's your favorite workout? We've got, lots of different gifts here. One of them is Snoopy sleeping, so I'll take that one.
These are all
At an amusement park, you head straight for the tallest roller coaster? Definitely not. Claustrophobic, which Mike knows about me. Teacups, I don't mind. I can do that with the kids. Bumper cars is my thing.
Oh, I like that.
Teamwork. After a long day, I like to curl up on the couch with a book. Catch it, of course, movie bam. So catch it with my book.
There you go.
You don't even need to read the book.
You don't have to read any more than that.
Friday night, what are you wearing? No such thing as too much spandex.
Oh.
Athleisure depends on which club we're going to. It's not really those 3. It's kind of just jammies, but we'll go with athleisure. And so, curling!
Yours is curling.
Curling!
Yeah. As you were answering those, Stanzik was answering mine. I was telling with answers. Mine is freestyle skiing.
See, skiing.
Are you kidding me? I can't even tell you how badly I would get hurt doing that.
It's a torn ACL waiting to happen.
Oh, my God.
Every time I see skiers, I'm like...
It's unreal.
Your choices for freestyle skiing only matched up on 4 of 7 criteria. Mine for curling was 5 of 7 criteria.
I had 6 of 7.
6 of 7. I mean, it's definitely.
You guys should make a curling team. There you go. Wow, that's impressive. Freestyle skiing, I couldn't even fathom doing that. Of how bad that would hurt my body.
You're so tall. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, there's no way I'm bending. I'm breaking. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got that out of the way. Find out your own quiz and figure it out at 538.com. To the hoops we go. All right, I mean, this is unbelievable what Cleveland did.
Yeah, Cavs are back.
Shaping their roster like that, statement win, all the rest of it, just having your front office experience, how radical was that, what they were able to do and pull off on the fly?
Extremely radical. I think they sent out, once they somewhere near 40% of their minutes played out the door. So this is in essence a brand new team. And without the benefit of a training camp or even a couple of months to kind of warm to each other. So they got to figure out things out on the fly. The good news is when you have LeBron James offensively, that comes very easily. One of the things that not a lot of people are talking about, everyone says they got younger, they got more athletic, which they did, but their 3-point shooting radically got better. The guys they sent out combined were, I think, 30 or 31% 3-point shooters.
Wow.
These guys are 38, 39%, and the volume is much higher. Not only do they shoot it better, but they're much more willing shooters because Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, these guys aren't 3-point shooters. So whatever they take would be limited anyway. So we saw it last night or yesterday afternoon. You put LeBron with 4 shooters on the floor, that thing is still rock solid. He's finding guys everywhere on the floor. So that part's going to be easy. The defense is harder because it's not the playground where like, you get your man, I get my man. The NBA defenses are all about schemes and help and recovery and knowing when you're on weak side and then switching and all that. And so while these guys are on paper better defenders than the guys they sent out, there still is a lot of getting to know one another and one another's tendencies, particularly on the defensive end, that needs to happen. And they don't have a lot of practice time from here on out. So it's a lot harder to learn these things. We were talking yesterday. I think one of the things they're going to start doing is in shoot-arounds, instead of prepping for the team they're going to play, they're literally just going to practice, because that's the only opportunities they're going to have.
So along those lines, 27 regular season games left before they hit the playoffs. What is the expectation of when their water will kind of settle into where it's going to be?
Well, I mean, again, with LeBron, you're gifted offensively. The idea is, it really, to be honest, it's not even about wins and losses at this point. Obviously, they got to make the playoffs, but they're going to do that. It's more about getting things right, and so they can afford, like I said, to sacrifice shoot around and maybe be a little bit less prepared for an opponent in return for, in April, are we going to have this down? And I think that's their priority, really.
It's interesting now because everybody's just like, everyone's off the Cavs wagon, right? I mean,
not me, never been.
No. Mike was in all the way, but it was like, all right, my Raptors, like, here we go. Finally, Lowry, DeRozan, better bench, good young team.
Right.
Yeah, give a little love to the Raptors.
But absolutely, and beyond that, I think the thing that people are missing, because I've singing the praises of the Raptors a lot lately,
right?
Particularly Coach Casey. People say, same old, let's see what happens in May.
Correct.
The difference is they've changed their style of play completely. And I know it's hard because it's the same coach, it's the same star players, it's a couple of the same role players. How could they have changed?
Right.
Coach Casey took Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan to Golden State for the finals last year. They sat there and he said, if we want to have a chance to have greater success than what we've done here, we got to play like that, meaning the ball doesn't stick, meaning it's not just everyone watching two guys and everyone else fans out. Right. The ball's moving, the bodies are moving. It's a completely different style of play. And that's really hard for a coach who's won division titles, coaching a certain way, for players who have been all-stars multiple times, playing a certain way, and been all of them being rewarded with money, being who they are. And for someone to tell you, nah, that's not good enough, that's incredibly hard for them to make an about face like that. And so I have a lot of respect for what the Raptors have done. And even if you tell me they're at the same winning pace as they were last year, I think they're ahead. But it doesn't matter, because what matters is the style of play has changed. They've gone deeper. They've gone on the bench, and they're young players.
OG Anunoby, the
Van Vliet. I mean, these guys have played really, really well and rewarded Coach Casey for his trust in them, because, Coach Casey's an old school guy. I don't play young guys because they don't know what to do in tight situations. And he's given them that trust, and they rewarded him.
You feel better now? Yes.
I feel great now.
Okay,
actually.
back to the best team in the East, the Cavaliers again. Now, getting back to them, I had heard people talking about that the players that got traded away, sans NIT, who hadn't been there, and really, Derek and Dwayne, who just got there, but maybe some of that because they've been around, is that people kind of got tired of the LeBron thing, and these new guys that came in never have played with LeBron before. Three of them 25 and the other 31, and there's that initial excitement. What is there to that of the old guard out and the new in?
I think chemistry is an issue, right? And the chemistry was so bad, and that's not I always have to stress with people that doesn't mean these are bad people,
right?
Just sometimes you don't get along with people, especially if you're in a stressful environment. Especially if you haven't had a lot of time, because you think about Isaiah Thomas being out as much as he was, and Derrick Rose as well. Everything is always a brand new experience. They hadn't had a lot of time to get it right, and then things start going wrong, and we only have 30 some odd games left in the year. Tensions boil over, and so they had to clear it out. The other thing was, you talk about Derrick Rose, a former MVP. You talk about Dwayne Wade, a Finals MVP. You talk about Isaiah Thomas, a franchise player a year ago. It's hard for those guys to all of a sudden, hey, you all gotta fit in. You all gotta be role players, because that's LeBron's kingdom. There's no other way we're gonna play this. And so when you bring in these new guys, it's not just that they're more athletic or younger physically, they're younger mentally. It's okay for them to defer to LeBron James and get in where they fit in, because, hey, this is the best we've ever had. Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, never played a playoff game in their lives. Rodney Hood, played last year in the playoffs for the first time. They don't have a wealth of experience to lean on, and they're not superstar players. And then George Hill has always been a solid kind of vet guy. It's just a better fit for where the Cavs are right now.
Boston Celtics, obviously, they're frustrated after that loss last night. Talking to me and Elhassan right now on Golic and Wingo, ESPN Radio and ESPN2. The retirement ceremony, why was it, first of all, after the game?
So, the league has a rule on how long your halftime can be. When you have a jersey retirement or some other celebration, they give you an extension. Anything longer than that, they fine you. And that's something that a lot of people don't know. It's not just, hey, shame on you. It's pay up. And so teams are very wary about that. Now you have an afternoon game. So the game ends early, so that means we can do it after the game, and no one's staying until 11 or 12 to watch this thing.
Gotcha.
Plus, you got the Cavs who are going to stay in town. They had James Posey and Ty Lue. They were coaches on that staff.
Right.
Gotcha.
So they got to stay. And then if you did it before the game, then people have to rush to get to the game. Now you know everyone's in the building. It just made a lot of sense on all levels.
And I love the Paul Pierce's jacket.
Yeah,
absolutely. You didn't see
Parquet
that.
floor,
You've
right?
got to see that. It's just fantastic. All right.
How about, by the way, KG wearing the hoodie? I mean, listen.
I just feel like when it turns into a gimmick, it's one thing. It's like, how does it stick? But it's like, now I won't be seen anywhere without
Without
it.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
As far as Isaiah Thomas, tell us how it got to the peak where it got in Boston with him, and to where he is now coming off the bench with the Lakers, and who knows where he'll be in the summer.
Mike, I'll tell you like this. You ever flown, you fly first class, I'm assuming.
Occasionally.
Yeah, they ever have to go back to coach?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Not first class.
Exactly, right? Now, you might have been writing coach all your life. The moment you sat in first class and they get you the hot towel and all that, and then the moment you have to go back to, can I get peanuts or pretzels?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. You can say, oh, but you've done it before. I know I've done it before, but I got used to something else. And so Isaiah Thomas went from a guy who was kind of bouncing around to went to a storied franchise, won a bunch of games, and people are talking about him as one of the best players in the league. And now you got to go back to being just another guy.
Well, let me ask you this way then. Is he a first class player? Or is he really a coach player who's not going to get maxed out now?
So, the money thing is a different scenario because we're also talking about his hip, and that's a big issue. I'm biased. I don't like short guards. Just as a basketball guy, I think it's too much. It's too gimmicky. The things you have to do to make up for their deficiencies are just too much strain. You can do it. It's just you've got to find a bunch of extraordinary players to surround them with. I'd rather build it with a more traditionally sized guard. He's really good. And as evidence, he went to the Lakers in his first game. It looked like nothing, like just Boston Isaiah all over again, because it's the system. It's not just the system. It's just how he's being used, right? I guess that makes it the system. But, it's a lot harder when you've got to fit in with other guys. And if it's not all geared to your talents, I can see why he would get frustrated. But to me, guys like that, honestly, they're backup guards. There's a guard that, they're Lou Williams, they're Ben Gordon from a few years ago.
Wow.
You come in off the bench, you get buckets. I know you could average 30 in your sleep in this league, but I'm trying to win. And my best use for you is not playing you 36 minutes, because if I do that, then I have to worry about defense on a bunch of other
Any chance he's with the Lakers after this year?
It would have to take a lot of striking out on the Lakers side. I think, I'll be honest with you. I said, if I'm Isaiah Thomas, I asked for a buyout. I'll come off the bench for Toronto. And have a chance to win.
Right.
Coming off the bench for the Lakers, this is wasting my time, especially if they don't have any intentions of signing me.
Right. They're clear of the cap space.
Yeah.
They want to get one of these big fishes and go from there. Amin Elhassan, by the way, how is it going, the rivalry between Black in My Day and Back in My Day? For those of the Dan Le Batard show, you going back and forth with Greg Cody. Do you, have they got to have a Guillermo put on the poll question. What do you prefer? Black in My Day versus Back in My Day?
No, I prefer Back in My Day. You always got to prefer the original. So.
I like your version though, too.
I mean, I try.
Speaking of, I know you love movies as I do, and you love particularly, superhero films. I know, Black Panther, I know you, Jamel Hill, you guys are going to know that terrain. Now, I'll be honest, it's coming out this Friday. Mike's going to go see it Thursday night.
I'm seeing it Thursday.
It's going to be gigantic, I think, which you're concerned about.
I hope so. Yeah, I think
mid-February, there's nothing else out right now. NBA All-Star Week, people are going to crush it. I liked it. I thought it was well made, and I think Ryan Coogler, amazing story. Fruitvale Station, indie movie. Then he goes up, makes Creed, bigger budget. Now it's gigantic, $100 million Marvel movie. Here we go. And I thought it was great the way he was able to tell the origin story. I'm just suffering from a little bit of superhero fatigue. It's a good movie, but I didn't feel riveted by it. Now, I saw it on the Disney lot, literally. Ben Lyons, my buddy, screened it. And this woman afterwards was like, watching that movie, I just feel so proud to be black. Like, she was like, this is like, it's more than a female empowerment movie. It's a black pride movie. So I'm like, this could be like a movement movie, but I'm just telling you, it's a lot of superhero. This is
my one rebuttal is there's very little reference to prior Marvel movies, the Avengers, or whatever.
That's
a little
true.
bit. There's one bad guy who's from another movie.
But you're right. There's no Iron Man.
But you can sit and watch that movie having not watched anything else and enjoy it. I think it doesn't require a whole lot of context.
You can give me superhero movies any day of the week. Yeah. I love them. You're jaded now because you're too worried about a fish man and a woman that can't speak.
Shape of Water,
in a
Poison
movie
Meal.
I mean, my God.
What do they? I mean, he's gonna. What?
No, don't go see it.
I was going to say, we need to get him to see Shape of Water, and then you see Black Panther, and then we can just say,
don't go see it.
I must admit, when I first saw the first trailers a year ago, I thought, this looks dumb.
And it is.
So I'm holding out.
But Del Toro.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro is an amazing director. But I want to go back to Black Panther one thing.
Sure.
Really quick. Great cast, right? Angela Bassett and Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker always looks confused.
That's his thing.
He's always kind of like, why?
Chadwick Boseman and Lupita Nyong'o and the lady who plays Michonne on Walking Dead, whose name escapes me. Great cast.
Right.
And somehow.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Right. Michael B. Jordan rose above them.
Really?
I thought he did the best job in that movie.
He is really great.
Is he playing in the All-Star, Celebrity All-Star?
He's coaching.
Oh, he's coaching.
Coaches, yes.
Okay, all right.
There's a few guys that are, just to go on the tangent now, Rappaport was always, who do you think's played the most in the Celebrity All-Star game? I feel like
it was Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart broke the
Kevin Hart, you know, was playing a lot now. I played on the team with him, then I coached him. Is it Win
Butler from Arcade Fire?
But he can play.
Canadian Arcade Fire.
He can play. He won MVP one of the years of it. He can play. And when I first played in it, who was the Secretary of Education?
Arnie Duncan.
Oh my God.
He's unbelievable.
But he was a collegiate player. He's a ringer.
Holy, that dude, but he played like it was the NBA Finals. It's a celebrity game. He didn't realize how to have fun during that thing. It was unreal.
Very intense. It reminded me of like Russillo when he played. Russillo was setting picks. Like, it was unbelievable.
Russillo doesn't have an off switch. Right?
I missed a layup. I jumped 6 feet off the ground and missed the layup. It was embarrassing. Horrible.
They're questioning whether or not if you jump 6 feet off the ground.
Yeah. 6 inches, I said. 6 feet.
6 inches. Yeah. 6 feet, unbelievable.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, I was
mistaken. 6 feet. I couldn't get 6 feet off the ground. I couldn't get 6 feet off the ground on a trampoline. Let alone 6 feet.
When are you back with Lebitard and crew?
March 1st.
All right, March 1st back there. The jump, we can catch you all the time.
Yep. This week, it's All-Star Week, so.
Chilling out there. Yeah. Chilling my back, also a great Twitter handle as well. Amin Elhassan, thanks so much,
man.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Don't see Shape of Water.
No, he's going to. Something happened in the NFL lesson. Hasn't happened in over 20 years.
Hey everyone, Mike Golick here. Support for the Golick Wingo podcast comes from our friends at Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Chances are you're confident when it comes to your work, your hobbies, your life. Rocket Mortgage gives you that same level of confidence when it comes to buying a home or refinancing your existing home loan. With Rocket Mortgage, you can apply simply and understand fully so you can mortgage confidently. To get started, go to rocketmortgage.com/Mikes. Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLS consumeraccess.org number 3030.
Hey there, I'm a glue stick, so I have one job. I glue kid stuff. So sorry for being jealous of Geico, who does a ton more, like give you 24/7 access to thousands of licensed agents. And Geico has been around for over 75 years and has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. While I've just got mediocre adhesive skills, Geico also has an award-winning mobile app. Uh-oh, arts and crafts time. No eating the glue stick, Miss Lydia.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Speaking of getting a bill for raising someone, you saw Lady Bird. Remember that scene there? Saoirse Ronan's so upset with her mom, Laurie Metcalf, and Laurie Metcalf saying, "Do you know how much this costs?" She goes, "Write it down.
And I'll pay it back to you."
Yeah. Hear this ever again.
Yep.
How many people?
I've been talking a lot this morning about The Shape of Water and how it's 13
Academy Award nominations,
and Logan not one.
Logan got one, first superhero movie ever to be nominated for screenplay, which I was thrilled by.
Should have got more.
Yeah, should have got more. I'm with you on that.
I mean, Carl says, if you think The Shape of Water is the worst movie ever made, you haven't seen Phantom Thread. I haven't seen Phantom Thread, nor I doubt will I. What is Phantom Thread?
It's Daniel Day-Lewis's final film. He plays a fashion designer. It's set in 1950s London, and it involves a romance between him and Vicky Krieps.
Okay. I stopped listening. I literally stopped listening to you.
It's a great film, but
I'm sure it is.
I don't think it's one. Paul Thomas Anderson, I don't think it'd be up your alley.
Sounds like it. Going quickly over to what we've been talking about a lot, the Olympics. That's who it was, Franz Klammer. Watching the downhill years ago, watching that. Remember, he had to have an unreal run and just looked like he was going to crash almost every single turn, going for it so much, and to win I believe, won gold. I think it was Innsbruck in the Olympics, and it was just. Incredible. I'm such a downhill fan watching the downhill skiing.
I'm with you. Thursday downhill skiing. It's not only, as I said earlier, that moment where they're racing to beat the clock, but the reaction. Like after they turn, they look up, like,
it's unreal.
They go berserk.
How easy, but again, I know they do this, but how well they stop. I just think if I made it down the hill, I wouldn't be able to stop like they stop.
Right.
I'd fall down and just slide into a net.
No, you're right. I think the same thing with the luge. As soon as they're in,
they pull up and they stop.
Like that's it.
I mean, it looks so easy.
It is amazing. Yeah. Golic and Wingo presented by 1-800-Flowers.com. If you're still looking for the perfect Valentine's Day gift, 1-800-Flowers.com is here for you with 18 enchanted roses for only $29.99. You don't have much time, so hurry and go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN. Adnan Burke in for Troy. Today we are Golic and Wingo on ESPN Radio and ESPN2. We're presented by Progressive Insurance, all of our phone guests in the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. NFL news, Frank Reich, first Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator, take over a new team since Shanahan left the 49ers for the Broncos in 1995. Get Mike's thoughts in just a second, but first here's our Colts reporter, Mike Wells, on the hire.
When you get Reich, who's very respected, I mean, I've not heard a bad word said about him. You're going to get a guy who's mature, he'll command respect inside that locker room, and he's a guy who's going to be a first-time head coach, yes, but he's going to share the same vision as Chris Ballard, the general manager, and building through the draft and being smart financially when it comes to free agents. So the dots just connected when it came to Reich. He was on Chris Ballard's original list, but once it became clear that Josh McDaniels was going to be the guy, supposedly, they didn't waste their time and try to talk to Frank Reich.
You know, it seems Frank is kind of that safe pick, but maybe he should have been looked at as more of that, considering, while Doug Peterson is calling the plays and stuff, what Frank Reich has to do with that offense around the fact you lose Carson Wentz, you lose Jason Peters, you're losing, players left and right, defensively and special teams as well, but on that offensive side, and still kind of reshape the offense around the talent that's there. There's a lot to that, and he is the winning offensive coordinator in the Super Bowl, and Josh McDaniels, who they were ready to sign, didn't have a great stint in Denver, and then, is coaching Tom Brady, and is the playing level unfairly to you as, hey, you may be a better coach than we think because you're coaching Tom Brady, but Josh McDaniels was a popular choice, interviewing for other jobs as well, but And as I said, everybody's going to say, well, how do you think Frank's going to do? I don't know. I mean, when some guy's going to be a head coach for the first time, you have no idea. Some guys are better as coordinators. Some guys can translate to the head coach when all of a sudden you have to be the CEO now of everything. Every decision made. That's who the most I've heard out of guys that are, when they become that head coach, now everybody looks at you. Where you're offensive coordinator, you're only in that offensive meeting room. It's only the offensive side of the ball. Now everybody looks at you for every single decision. What time we doing this? When we going here? What time we doing that? What are we wearing here? It is all on your shoulders. So that's what you just don't know, because he's never had to do it before.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. There's been so much talk, for good reason, about Doug Peterson and what a fabulous job he's done, how underestimated he was and was able to rally this team, the underdog mantra mentality, etc. But I almost wonder, not that he got too much credit, but as you said, since he was calling the plays, everyone's now seen that famous video of Nick Foles running over going, Philly special?
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. Because Peterson was calling the plays, did Frank Reich not get enough credit, maybe publicly, as being the OC of this team?
Very, very, absolutely. It was like when Jeff Fisher was a D coordinator in Philly when Buddy Ryan's the head coach, but it's Buddy Ryan's defense. So, but Jeff, you learn there, and then Jeff goes on to get head coaching jobs in the NFL. And I know basically a 500 coach or lower. I get all that, but the opportunities arise from that. And that was kind of the same way here. Yeah, with Doug Peterson calling the plays, but being a first-time head coach as well. Yeah. And Frank Reich kind of designing the offense overall around that. So, yeah, and now you go to the Colts, and I mentioned earlier, well, they don't have a ton of talent. And somebody tweets in, are you forgetting about Frank Gore and what he's done? I said, that's my point.
Yeah.
If you're highlighting a 34-year-old running back, that's the issue. I mean, and that's the issue for Frank Reich. I mean, let alone Andrew Luck. You need Andrew Luck, to play and then hopefully be right. And then what can he do with Andrew Luck? But you got to have some talent around him. I mean, you have T.Y. Hilton. I get it. And Doyle at tight end, I think, ended up in the Pro Bowl by, after I don't know what alternate he was, but I know he was there. But I mean, they just have been hurting with talent. It is just not, from offensive side, the defensive side, it has not been a talented team at all. So he's got a lot of work in front of him. There's no doubt about it. First and foremost, am I even going to have my quarterback?
Dan Dawkins, who does a great radio show, of course, in Indianapolis, he joined us earlier, and he said to us, because we said, sources, this and that, and he goes, I had a buddy who told me before the Mayweather-McGregor fight that Luck would not come back this year, and he said, and that same person said he may not come back this year.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to think if Andrew Luck, I don't know if he misses 2 full seasons or at least misses a bit of this season, you start to question, Mike, can he ever get back to being the guy he was, right?
Listen, if he misses this season, he's going to, I would imagine that's going to be based off another surgery. I would find it hard to believe he's done with the surgeries and the rehab is going all through another entire season. Because I know there was that talk, the possibility that he would need another surgery, and that's how I could possibly see him missing this season. And it's been awfully quiet, hasn't it? I mean, not like they're going to broadcast everything, though you would think if it was, hey, he's looking good, he's throwing, things are going well, you might be hearing that, but you're not hearing any of that. So that is a monster question mark. But you don't question why Frank Reich's taking the job.
No.
You know, when you're going to be a first-time head coach, you're going to take a job. Right. You know, in this one, and he knows he wasn't the first choice, the second choice. I don't know what choice he was, but that's how it goes. You know, with all these jobs, and you have to, at some point, you have to take your first job somewhere. May not be the greatest pool of talent in the world for you. He gets a 5-year deal, though, and he's going to need some of that to see where this team can turn around, starting at the quarterback position.
Really started to get sideways for me with the Luck stuff. Once Irsay started to question, saying it's in his head, right? Before that, if you just go, listen, it's a serious injury, Teddy Bridgewater, it takes time with the Vikings, etc. Once you start to go, well, it's just in his head, now you're questioning players' toughness, mental durability, all that kind of stuff.
Well,
right?
here's the downside. Yeah, well, without a doubt.
Right.
The downside also is, if he's not back initially, then are you filling in with another quarterback, expecting him to come back at some point during the season?
Right.
So you're never really sure of your quarterback position. And what's a position you need to be most sure of in this league is a quarterback position. So if he's not really ready, are we moving on to another quarterback for good? Are we just putting
do we draft a
this
guy now?
Yeah. Or is Jacoby Brissett just going to keep kind of filling in until Luck is back? You're never really sure about that position, and then the rest of the team to build around it.
Yeah, we shall see. It certainly will be a fascinating dilemma, but congrats to Frank Reich. Of course, there's still so many memes being sent, tweets. Of course, the great comeback with the Buffalo Bills, and he wins the Super Bowl as the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. Coming up next, an update from South Korea.
Pyeongchang.
Yeah, that's right. Women's ski jumping apparently is going on right now on the normal hill, plus proof that true beauty is on the inside. Adnan Burke in for Trey today, and it's Golick and Wingo on ESPN Radio and ESPN 2. Very good with the drop. Nice, well done, Cliff. We have
Pyeongchang.
That's right. Canada's Michael Kingsbury has stormed his way to Olympic gold men's moguls, filling the one hole in his resume with a dynamic performance in the final round. 6-time world champion, silver medalist in Sochi 4 years ago, posts a score of 86.63, the best of any in the 3 elimination rounds. Canada, third straight Olympic gold in men's moguls.
Moguls is pretty wild because it's time. It's a time you get down the hill, but that's only 20% of it. You have the 2 jumps as well, and you get graded, for lack of a better term, judged on those until you get that score. And so congrats. I knew you'd read something where Canada got gold.
You know I'd sneak it in there. By the way, our researcher Brett Prada making a great point. We're talking about just odd sports, interesting things, right? He's got a doozy here on the strangest Winter Olympic sport.
I'm going with doubles luge.
Is there a doubles luge?
It's like being the back end of a horse mascot.
Yeah. Yeah, who's that? Yeah, that's a good point. Is that an event? I didn't even know that was an event.
Yeah, they have singles and doubles, but it looks really difficult in terms of the sled's not very big.
Right.
And they're both they're just lying on top of each other, and you kind of steering blind.
The one thing I will say is I haven't seen any crashes yet, which I guess is good. I mean, because I can't imagine it going well, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
They're putting the speed up on these luges, and they're going over 80 miles an hour.
Sorry, back to the doubles luge.
Doubles luge.
Are they lying on top of me? Like, is it face to face or like?
No, it's not face to face. It's they're just lying. They're just splatted on top of each other.
Right.
It's as though you're riding the luge normally, but you're on top of another person.
It's a stacked luge. Stacked luge, but they're on their backs, feet facing first, like a luge.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining like you and Wingo doing a doubles luge and like he's like hugging you. Like that's incredible.
But it's got to be so different from the weight distribution that you're used to in singles luge, right?
I have a new favorite sport. I'm in doubles luge. This
You're
is
into doubles
unbelievable.
luge?
I'm going to check my local listings to find out when
you
this
can
is
find
on.
the doubles
Ski
luge.
jumping was 1. It's now 2.
That
doubles luge is awesome.
Now that would be a horrific crash. Now you got 2 people just tumbling down the chute.
That is unreal.
Oh my Lord! Yeah.
Who goes? We got the luge. All right, we got that set up. Anything else? How about a doubles luge?
Let's give another person a chance. Let's give another person a chance to make the Olympics.
Yeah, up the ante a little bit. We'll get 2 in there. Germany, we're still killing it. We're dominating, right?
How much?
Germany. Yeah. Germany.
Can we make it even more dangerous? Let's stack 3 on there.
Yeah, but what's going to be the next step?
Yeah.
Because skeleton already to me was crazy.
Skeleton is.
We've already got the luge.
Thing.
Now go face first.
Face first. That to me, I'm with you. That's one of the scariest things I've seen, to go that fast down that hill.
I want to see. I mean, you need to cover an Olympics one day. Because I think
I would love
either
to cover
one.
the
Listen,
Olympics.
Summer Olympics, you could do gymnastics.
I could do
swimming.
I could do swimming. I could do wrestling. Yeah, very easily could cover that.
Winter, I feel like
we could cover something. I mean, we get to know the athletes, talk about the and
personal stories.
Do one of the like Julie Foudy, who's learning women's hockey, trying to play hockey.
Right.
She face planted when she tried to do a slap shot.
Yeah.
We could do fun stuff like that.
All right,
I would love to cover the Olympics.
All right, Dan. Let's see if we can put it on the poll. Can you get going?
Put it on the poll.
Can you convince our bosses to somehow get us to the Olympics? And
next one, we need the summer. We 2 years. We could do the summer Olympics.
All right, we'll start a GoFundMe. We'll start a
GoFundMe.
Golic, step 1 will be pronouncing the city in which the Olympics are in correctly.
Where is it in the summer? Where are the Summer Olympics coming up?
To find the Parada.
I'm not going to this one, so I don't have to pronounce it correctly. It's already, it's halfway over. I don't know where the summer.
Let's go to Tokyo next.
Pyeongchang.
Yeah, there it is.
Pyeongchang. Where are the Summer Olympics?
Tokyo.
See, Tokyo. I can do that. Is that a transition?
I just love
that
fiddle.
Was that a move-on fiddle?
Yeah, that's such a good fiddle. A couple of fun stories here for you. This is unbelievable. If I said to you a beauty pageant, Mike, and then I said a blind judge is going to help select. I wasn't sure at first when they asked me. Ashley Nemeth said I was kind of like, I'm blind, right? Kim Castle, National Director of Mrs. Canada Globe, is excited Nemeth will be on the panel of 6 judges. We want to encourage any woman to enter, any shape, any size, any age, any color, any ability or disability. We thought it was important because we recognize beauty is not just on the outside, it's on the inside.
I don't even know where to go with that. I don't even know where to go with that.
Do you like the idea? Do you dislike the idea?
It's a beauty pageant with, in some way, brings in the beauty of a person, which, as the judge admits himself, I'm blind, so I don't know. Herself.
Right.
That she's blind, yes.
Previous scores are discarded for the finals. Judges score contestants 50% for their overall impression, 50% how they can answer the onstage questions.
So certainly with that, you can listen to that and how somebody answers. I can understand that.
Right, listening and looking for confidence. You can typically hear in a lady's voice.
Right.
They'll describe to her what the swimsuits look like and how they feel in their swimsuit. That's a great opportunity for them to interact with somebody who is blind. So the women themselves will be doing it.
That's going to be interesting.
Right, I look really good. I'm wearing this slimming outfit.
I was going to say, I look great in this right now. I mean, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
That is kind of wild.
All expenses paid trip to China for 2 weeks, compete at the Mrs. Globe pageant held there.
Yeah.
Something else here for you. Self-driving delivery robots.
Yeah, see, I got a real issue with the whole self-driving thing here.
You have a home in Arizona. Is it Phoenix specifically? Or
in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, yeah. Mm-hmm. So this could be hitting you next time you're there.
Yeah.
Starship Technology is hoping to begin operating in the valley, help to revolutionize the way items are delivered. The company currently has operation centers in 5 countries. Their robots have had 11 million human interactions. Starship surveys the world of where they want to operate. They said Phoenix is on the cutting edge of technology, perfect market for their product. The robots weigh about 50 pounds, carry about 20 pounds worth of goods. So you get some pizza, groceries, packages, move at a pedestrian speed, 4 miles an hour. The sweet spot for delivery is in the 1.5 miles of the place of origin. The reason for that, at a speed of about 4 miles per hour, we're trying to get the product to the consumer within 30 minutes.
Wait a minute. So the robot that's delivering only goes 4. What do they go on the sidewalk? They're not going on the street, right? They're not.
No, you can't be on the street. You can't 4 miles an hour. Let's go.
So they're like walking down the sidewalk, but it's a robot delivering something to you.
Yeah, 90% autonomous. They rely on GPS.
I see. AI is going to get us all. It's just going to get us all.
Remember when Y2K was threatening civilization?
All of a sudden, we're going to have driverless cars taking us to work in different places.
It is crazy.
I'm going to fear getting into that. Now, some robot wants to walk 4 miles an hour to bring me a pie. I'm good with that.
This is what I'm saying. Just don't think that it's a robot. Just think I'm getting my pizza delivered.
Let's not go much further with that. Let's stick to this.
Make delivery faster, smarter, more efficient, and built from the ground up to be safe.
All right.
Robot delivery coming to you.
As long as, those robots don't get robbed or anything and they become weaponized, you know what I mean? I don't want that. That would be bad.
The robots have to fend for themselves at this point.
Exactly.
Well, this was always fun, Mike. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow.
Let's try it again tomorrow.
Yeah, plenty more Winter Olympic conversation. I'm sure we'll dive into also NBA topics as well.
Bad movies.
How about Red Gerard? Unbelievable.
17-year-old. Congrats, man, to you and your family. Way to enjoy it all.
Thanks for watching Golic and Wingo, ESPN Radio and ESPN2.